tonight was an opportunity for us to finish off a good week. We saw a lot of players get experience, a lot of guys get a lot of playing time. We'll evaluate how all that goes. Probably some good things out there. There's a lot of things that we all need to work on. So just keep grinding it out and try to have another good week next week. You get ready for our goals is your regular season opener in a 16-game regular season schedule. So just keep grinding it out. Thought we competed well. And look at the film, make those corrections and move on.
Bill, from the standpoint of situational football, you had the opportunity to run the 2-minute offense at the end of the second quarter with Jimmy, and again at the end of the game with Jacoby. How valuable is that, since you often don't see the 2-minute situations in a game like tonight? I mean, in preseason.
Whatever situations come up. We can't control what they are. So once they come up, we try to do the best we can with. We're not full throttle on a lot of situations at this point. So the ones that come up. The ones that don't.
Bill, how did you feel like Jimmy and the rest of the offense handled that situation where you're going hurry up and trying to execute it with some pace there?
I think tonight it's all about the same story. There's some good things. There's a lot of things I need to work on.
Bill, one of the questions Jimmy was just asked about was bouncing back from one of the hits he took on the far sideline. He said when he got up from it, it actually reminded him of the play that he was injured last year against Miami. I'm curious if you saw it the same, from your perspective and what it said about him and the work he's done bouncing back from that.
Yeah, I think he obviously is the right person to ask about that, so I'll defer to him on that.
Bill, you're right. Cody Hollister seemed to make several tough catches contested tonight. Just curious that's what you've seen from him throughout the first 2 weeks of camp so far.
Yeah, again, I think there are probably good plays from everybody, and plays that weren't so good, things we need to work on. We'll come back and look at the film, break it down, and go through the corrections tomorrow. Point out the good things, point out the things that we need to work on. So I'm sure that's the way it was across the board.
I know that this isn't a huge game plan situation, but what were your impressions of Fournette, the rookie running back from the Jaguars?
Yeah, we'll look at the film and take a look at everybody.
Any questions there?
Hey, Bill. You with your defense, the Jaguars with 3 out of 10, third down. They had really big plays in that game, 3 of them. What was wrong with the timing of that as far as your team is concerned?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things I need to work on. So, offense, defense, special teams, things we do in all areas. Again, there were some things that were good. And some things we didn't do well. So some of that is our fault. Some of it is good plays by our opponents. So like I said, we'll just have to break down each individual play and go through with the players and make the corrections and move on. That's what we do at this time of year. We do that in practice. We do that in games, and that's the mode that we're in.
Obviously, you've seen about 2 weeks of practices now. How do you balance or weigh a preseason game against either one practice or 2 weeks of practice? Does this mean more in the evaluation process?
Well, it's for some positions it probably does. But it all is important. Everything's important. Practice is important. Games are important. And I would say the rate of improvement on the player is the most important thing. So if the player's making a big jump in improvement, then that's a good thing. If he's not, then unless the level's high enough without improvement, then it's probably not a good thing, so. It'll just depend on not only what the player's doing, but what kind of progress he's making, how quickly he's improving. We have to try to gauge where that's gonna go. Is it gonna keep going or level off or what? So, yeah, more practices, more games we have, more time we have to evaluate it, probably a better decision we'll make.
Any final question? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
We saw Cyrus play some deep safety back there. I think we've only really seen him as a cornerback here. Does he have experience at safety in the past from college, or is that somewhere where you've tried to use him in practice before?
Yeah, again, we have a lot of players having a lot of different responsibilities, playing in different spots. And we went into the game with 3 safeties, and they weren't all able to finish, so that was part of it too. But he's getting more things a player can do if he can do them at a good level, and more value guys to the team. So wasn't something we really planned on, but it worked out that way. We'll take a look at it. Evaluate that.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.